So in the previous video or the previous session, you learned about one-step and two-step function machines and how it starts relating later on to what we know as algebraic equations and algebraic expressions. So let's have a very quick recap. So this is a one-step function machine, and as you remember, we've got the input, we've got the function. So that function could be anything such as times 2, add 3, divide by 4, take away 5. And of course we have our output, the output being whatever number comes out the other side of the machine. So let's give you an example. So for instance, you might have said that the input into our machine was 4. The function in this machine was an add 2, and its output would therefore be 6. So that's one way that you can use a function machine. Another way that you could have seen a function machine was that you might find that the input we have no idea what the input is, and what they tend to do in algebra is if we don't know what the input is going to be, it'll tend to be a letter. So it could be any letter from the alphabet. In this case, we're just going to put the letter A. Our function would still be add 2, and the output would be, well, in this case, we're not quite sure what the output would be, so the output would be A plus 2. Alright, the reason for that is we have no idea what the input is, so the output is just going to put the two together, and we have A add 2. Today though, we're looking at something that we call in algebra substitution. Okay, what does substitution mean? Well, those of you who play sports, whether it's hockey or football, know that substitution means we're changing one player, for another player. Okay, in this case, in algebra, it means we're either swapping a symbol, such as the letter A, or we could be swapping a star, or a shape, and we're changing it for a different quantity. Alright, so what exactly does that mean, and what does that look like? Well, in the question that you had on your tables, okay, it looked a little bit like this. Okay, so the question in the middle of your table said something along the lines of, if the star, this one here, equaled 7, and the hearts equaled 5, then it was asking you, what is the value of star, add heart, add heart? And this is where substitution starts coming in. So we already know that the star itself equals 7. So we're going to change the star for a 7. And we need to add on, the heart is 5, so we're going to add on 5, and then we need to add on another 5. So we know that 5 add 5 is 10, and 7 add 10 is 17. So star add heart equals 17. But they won't always be using pictures or symbols for this. They might also be using letters. So in this case, we could rewrite this question as A for the star, add B for the heart, and because this heart here is worth the same as this heart here, we also have to do A plus B plus B. Alright, and it would still work because A now equals 7 and B equals 5. And it would still work, it would still give us the number 17. You might be thinking to yourself, well, hold on, why can't I have A plus B plus C? Well, the reason for that is, that would mean each letter would represent a different number. So we know A here represents 7. We know the B would equal 5, but that means C can't also be the same as 5. It's got to be a different number. So this will be a big So very quickly, it's important to understand the difference between an algebraic expression, an algebraic equation, and a formula. So here we've got different examples of each. So as you can see, the first example here, we've got 3b add 2, and that is simply referred to as an algebraic expression because there is no equal signs on either side of the expression. It is what it is, and all you have to do is probably figure out or substitute that letter there for a number, and that is it. That's an algebraic expression. You can compare and contrast that to what we have here, which is called an algebraic equation. Okay, the difference being, and you'll notice, is that an equation has what we call an equal sign. That means this expression here, 9a take away 4, is equal to whatever is on this side. So in this case, the number 41. This is the difference between an expression and an equation, because it has the equal sign. Another type of algebraic equation could also be something like this. It could be 9a take away 4 is equal to 8a add 1. Alright, where both sides equal the same number. It is an equation. So the last example of an algebraic equation would be this here. This is what we call a formula. Some of you might recognize this formula because it is the formula to find an area of a triangle. Alright, you have the width of the triangle times the length of the triangle, and we divide that answer by 2, which will give us the area of a triangle. Alright, and the difference being between this equation and this is that this one here, the formula, is basically a set of instructions for finding a desired result. In this case, this instruction here tells us how to find the result or the area of a triangle. A couple of other familiar formulas you might recognize is this one here. To find the area of a quadrilateral, you need to do length times width. And the formula to find the volume of an object, you have to do length times width times height will give you the volume. So you can see formula is literally a set of instructions that are designed to give you a result. So in this video, hopefully you've learned a couple of things. Firstly, when we talk about the word substitution, it means replacing a letter, symbol, or picture with a quantity. And you'll tend to find it mostly in algebraic expressions and equations, where we're replacing a letter with a number, with an input into our machine. So in this case, we should also have learned algebraic expression is simply this. You should also have learned that an algebraic equation, consists of an expression, but also has an equal sign, which means this expression is equal to whatever is on the other side of this equal sign. It could be a number or it could be another expression. And finally, you should have learned that a formula is also an equation. However, it is a set of results that are designed to give you a desired result. In other words, this set of instructions here, length times the width, will give you the desired result of the area of a quadrilateral. And there are different types of formulas.